Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. And let's get started. I think I'm going to do it on a different colored card base so it's not all white, but let's get started here. I'm going to be using for inks Smoky Slate, Pacific Point, and Memento. For stamps, I'm using Campology. I'm using this stamp and this stamp. And I could use one of these sentiments, but I chose not to. And then I'm going to be using one of the dragonflies. It doesn't matter which one. I think I'm using this one. And then I'm using Hey There from Beautiful Autumn. Well, this one's retired, but I like that sentiment. I'm using the Dragonfly. Turn it over this way so you can see it. Dragonflies Punch. The 2-inch circle punch. And then I have a 1 3/4 inch circle that I punched out of the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. I have a scrap to stamp my butterfly on and the tent. I have 2 pieces that are 4 by 5 1/4, one for the front and one for the inside of my card. They're the thinner weight white. And then I'm going to use soft seafoam for this card base. 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Okay, so the first thing I need to do, let's go ahead and stamp the dragonfly first. You're going to look at your punch and see how you need to stamp it so that you can punch it out easily. So it looks like I need to do it like this. Go ahead and stamp it. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with a wink of Stella. You can use any paintbrush. Pacific Point. And I'm going to bring in just a block. I'm going to stamp on the block so I can get some of that ink off. Pick that up with the Wink of Stella, and I'm going to color in these dragonfly wings. I'm going to start by the body, brush out towards the end. That way it'll be darker towards the body and it'll blend out into lighter towards the tips. Or it should, but you can just use a Stampin' Blends if you'd rather. I just wanted a little bit of shimmer on there too, so. Let's color these in real fast. A little bit more here. Go ahead and do this highlight on the back of the body. Okay. And I'm going to bring in my punch. I'm going to punch that out, line it up. You're also going to get that little dragonfly. If you wanted to add a little color too, you could add on there as well, but I just want the one for this. Okay. So put that aside. I'm going to bring in one of these 4 by 5¼ inch layers and this big tree. Ink this up well. Actually, probably should do it this way because it's a big stamp. Make sure it's good and inked. I'm going to stamp it once over here. And I'm just about maybe 1/2 inch from the bottom. Okay. And I ink it up again. I'm going to stamp it over here. Perfect. Okay. Set that aside for a minute. I still have the black ink out. I'm going to bring in my scratch paper again. And I'm going to stamp the tent. And I'm going to bring in the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. I'll punch that out. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in my chamois and I'm going to clean the trees off. Might as well clean the dragonfly and the other one while I got it opened. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in that other piece of 4 by 5¼ inch piece of white. Oh, and I forgot my sentiment stamp, so there's another stamp set I'm going to be using too. So I'm going to open the smoky slate. Well, you could probably just stamp this off, but I wanted a lighter color, so. And I'm going to stamp that over on this side. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to be using the Happy Birthday from Perennials for the inside. Again with the memento, and get up really well. I'll turn it this way. Make sure my stamp is clean. I love this sentiment, so I'm using it on quite a few of my cards. So I had it in another basket. I forgot I needed it for this one. I'm going to stamp that over here. I want the birthday to be just above the tops of those little trees there. Okay. Now we're going to bring in our card base and this layer that we stamped earlier. And I think for this I'm going to use the snail. Okay, and I'm going to adhere this to the front of the card, center it up. Okay, then I'm going to bring in the 2-inch circle punch. Slide it in here from the bottom. I'm going to figure out where I want this. Right about there, it's in all the way. And I'm going to punch that. Okay, this we can save for something else. Now we're going to bring in our 2-inch circle punch that I did out of the In Good Taste Designer Series paper in this piece. Go ahead and adhere this together. Okay, we're going to add some glue to the back of this. We're going to set this in right back in that hole that we just created, making sure the tent is straight. Open the card so that, oops, wait, I forgot to add a layer. I'm just going to wiggle that till it comes out. I need to add this layer on the inside. On the other card I didn't have that layer, so I forgot I had to add it. Okay. Okay, now we'll add this. Oh dear, I stamped it over too far. That's alright, we'll make it work anyway. Well, I guess I didn't take into account that that was on a layer. So what we're going to do, we'll clean this off because the other one's not on a layer, so I wasn't taking that into account, that extra edge. Let's wash this off. Let's just take the birthday. Another little stamp. Where's my scrap paper gone? Stamp the birthday. There's a bit of hair on there. Okay, let's bring in our little trimmer here. Trimming it out. Basically, I'm pulling those letters right to the edge of my I don't know what it's called, this little piece to hold it down. And I think I'll bring in my snips. I'll do a fishtail on this end. Okay. That underneath there, like that. I think that'll work. Alright. So a little bit of glue on there. Come on. Thank you. Lift this up. Tuck this underneath. There we go. Okay, now our dragonfly. We need a glue dot. I'm going to put a glue dot right in the center of its body. I'm going to curl those wings up just a little bit. You could use your bone folder if you wanted to get a nicer. And then I'm going to stick that right here. Now I'm going to bring in some of these. Oh, I didn't put the sentiment on the front. Hey there. Let's bring in the memento. Hey there. That goes down here on the front. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in some of these metallic rhinestones. I think that's what they're called. Metallic pearls. I'm going to use these silver ones. I'll bring in my take your pick tool. And I'm going to add one here. I'm going to add one where to go. Add one over here. That makes that visual triangle. Okay, well there's the card we just made together. Here's the one I did previously on just the white background. Thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.